We're here at On Track Fabrication, and Luke and Dan have had a heck of an experience pulling apart the Sandy 60. Now remember, it's a 35-year-old 4B, so it had all sorts of stuff going on, as you guys found out.
Oh yeah, Luke's 35, but he's got a bit of rust blowing out of it as well.
Need a bit of bog work every now and then.
So that little piece of floor aircon that was in the front, that ended up being like that whole section was no good.
Pretty much from that spot forward all the way up, the floor well was all rusted.
And Luke, you removed that panel that had been Sikaflexed in on the driver's side?
Yeah. That was even worse than what we thought. Yeah, that had, when we pulled that plate up, Dan noticed that the whole A-pillar had rusted the whole way through on the inner seal as well. So we had to replace the whole inner A-pillar as well as the floor again, didn't we?
Yeah, essentially rebuild the lower half of the A-pillar.
It was done like the simple way where anyone can sort of do it at home, where you just cut your plate out, sort of give it a bit of a shape to the floor and glue it in there. You know what, it held. It is nothing, you know, really bad with that, but it's not welded in there like as per factory, like obviously welded and sticker flexed.
But this will be a lot stronger now too.
Oh, 100%, that'll be as per it was when it came out of Toyota.
So this will be the same. I followed the same spot weld procedure that they've done, pretty much mimic what they originally would have done in the factory, and then seam sealed where they would have had it as well.
Me and Dan are both vehicle bodybuilders by trade.
Vehicle bodybuilders?
Vehicle bodybuilders, yeah. So we're not boilermakers or anything like that. We're vehicle bodybuilders. We just get 0.9 sheet and take templates and just shape everything to match as per factory.
Try to get it as close to OEM, I guess, as possible.
What I couldn't believe is that you're actually taking a piece of metal and you're recreating all of those contours
ridges,
of all those ridges to keep the body strength, I guess.
Yeah, not only body strength, but it's like, I don't know, for me it's appealing. When you look at it, you can see someone's gone above and beyond for rust repairs as well. Something especially just on the floor, like most people wouldn't think about putting those ridges in, but it's satisfying to look at once it's done. It's the job done properly.
And this is long term now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It will be good for long term. So those brass pins that were holding it in place while you were tack welding?
Yeah, so Clecos, they were essentially used as a blind clamp. They were used in place of where my spot welds were going to be, and it just basically helped keep the panel in its spot whilst I was tacking in or roughing out the shape whilst I was building the panel.
It's almost like a weld, but it's not a weld, isn't it?
Yeah.
It holds like a weld, but you can unpin it all.
So how did you go with the roof? What did you find? Anything at all?
We found one little pitted area just here actually. There's one tack weld in the whole roof. We've actually ground the whole gutter out and everything. And for a 60 series, it's actually quite surprising that it's not rusted away. Like,
it's really surprising.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So tell me about the tailgate, Dan. It looked pretty bad when you started cutting it away.
Yeah, once I started getting the wire wheel in there again, it really does show you where all the rust is. It actually had blown through completely to the door and rotted away essentially the inner structure of the door as well. So
you had to replace that whole section?
Yeah, so it didn't need to be, but it made it easier, making a bigger piece.
Yep.
And I could recreate the inner parts that were no longer there, and then once that was done, recreate the outer skin. Compared to some other 60s, like I was expecting a lot more rust in the roof, like we spoke before, but all in all it's been a pretty tidy, well kept after car, so the rust was pretty minimal.
So as vehicle bodybuilders, how much experience have you guys got?
I've been doing it now for 20 years this year.
Yeah.
I don't know.
8 years now.
Yeah.
How did you go with this?
You do make mistakes. I happened to make my first panel upside down, but I cut my template shape, but then I knocked that rib shape on the wrong side of it. So essentially it would have been opposite to what the floor is.
And Dan never makes mistakes.
No, never.
Just ask him.
Yeah, never. It was a pretty humbling experience walking into the door and realising that I just spent 15-20 minutes making this ridge the wrong way around. So
what do you reckon? It took nearly 2 weeks for all of the rust restoration on this vehicle?
Yeah, just under I think it was, wasn't it, Dan?
Yeah, I think it worked out about a week
and a half I think it was roughly.
It's a bit of a team effort, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. No, Dan did most of the work. George did a fair bit of work on it as well.
So what's the next stage, Luke?
Well, now we've finished all the metal work on the body. We're going to wheel it over to Jaden at Distorted Paint and Restoration. They're going to, do all the body work on it, clean up the little dings and that here and there, get rid of all stone chips and respray it.
They've got a big job, haven't they?
Yeah, no, he'll make this thing look like $1 million.
He looked pretty actually excited about getting involved in it.
Yeah, no, I reckon he's going to love every minute of it, to be honest.
And he's got a couple of cool dogs.
Yeah, so they'll be no doubt painting with him.
So keep an eye on the post of the Sandy 60 as we fix it up and get it ready for this epic adventure across Australia. Every panel had problems.
It always starts off as an outside respray, and if you're going to do it, you get it all done once.
It actually looks like a brand new car.
Yeah.